Hi guys, welcome back. So I thought I'd just get straight back in and do another episode on the ceiling rose. So I've been busy cutting things up, so I've got all my shelves here, just got a few more to shape with the Dremel. I've got my two different styles of fingers that are coming out. So same thing, I've got to route the shapes into that. And I've got my rings, the rest of the rings that I need. So all up, I've got eight of those rings, which go with the 8 of them, which goes with the 8 of them. So they'll all go together, no problems. So I'm going to cut some rings now and start the shaping of what I'm calling the corbels, but they're not corbels, but the arms, I guess, that come out from the centre. I'm going to start shaping all that part of it so we can really start to see some three-dimensional shape coming into it. Alright, so I got one of the centre rings done, so that's going to be layered up. Then there's going to be a dome, there's going to be those leafy bits that come out like that, and then a dome in the middle, so you can just see underneath it. So I've got 4 of these to cut, and these bits here, these are going to go sort of just in from the outer edge, and they're going to have like cut into rings all the way around. So I've got to work out the size, and then I'll divide it up equally, and then I'll work out how I'm going to put that groove around there nicely. So I'll keep moving, I'll get these rings cut out, then we can see it starting to come together. Okay, so we're really getting somewhere now. So centre ring, I'm going to go around and put some dowels that are sticking out just a little bit to give it some texture around there. And these will have some leaves that come up like this, and I'll cut them out of MDF, and rather than bend them out of 3mm, I'll make them out of a block and carve it in. So these blocks here are going to get cut into this every so often, and that's where the legs, corbels, I was calling them, whatever they might be, they come off of that and go down. So yeah, we've got a whole heap of stuff done tonight, so I've got to call it quits. I'm going to go home and have something to eat, so I'll do a bit more tomorrow night, and by the end of the week I reckon we'll have this finished. Hi guys, so it's the next day again, and I've finished my work for the day, so I'm going to spend a couple of hours working on the rose again. So what I thought I might do is I'll see what I can get done on this rose today. I think I can get it to the point where we can really start picturing what it's going to look like. So if I can get that done, then what I'll do is I'll go home and I'll show you a few things that I've been able to do during the week with the walls in the parlour and also the LED light panel for the front transom. So I'll get in and see what I can get done and see if I can put this together, and then we can have a good look at it. All right, so starting to get things put together now. So this piece here, this is going to be what I was calling the corbels. They're not actually corbel, they're nothing like it, but you got to give these things a name sometimes. So these pieces here, I'm going to laminate 2 of these together, and I'm going to run my router down there and put some flutes in it. So I'll do them, and I'll put all them around, and then I'll put all the bits around the outside, and then we can stand back and have a look. That's all I'm going to get done today, and I'll put that out for this video, because then I'm pretty comfortable that one more video and we'll be able to get this done. So I'll quickly get these knocked up and we can see it starting to take shape. Right, what do you think about that? I'm pretty happy with that. So a few things that have to happen. These will be fluted, so there'll be flutes going down there. These will have lines going around, making them into not so much balls, but like a bead necklace. So that'll happen there. Obviously all of these bits around the edge need to be carved out. These are going to have a knob on them, and then I can start on the bits that come out here. They're going to come and poke out there like a leaf, and then there'll be a dome in there. Not a massive dome, just a small one that goes back in, and you can see a gap underneath, so it's almost like a floating thing in there. And then each one of these bays, I have to make a panel up that will fill in half of that thickness, and then it'll be cutting out flower shapes and leaf shapes out of some 3mm MDF and gluing them on. So a bit of fine work to be done there, and then a bit of carving afterwards. So there's still heaps to do, but I think you can see the direction I'm going and what it's going to look like. Just trying to think if I've got a dome of some sort. No, I couldn't find anything, guys. I was having a look to see if I had a bowl of some sort that was a large bowl, but I haven't. So anyway, what's going to make this pop and come alive is all the little carvings and all that. This is just basically the framework, and you know, it looks pretty cool, but it's not traditional in any way. So you could say it's a bit of a contemporary ceiling rose, maybe. I don't know, maybe I've gone a bit far for that. But once these panels are in, once that dome is on, and once all the carving's done, I think it's going to look magic. So I'm going to leave the video at that, and I'll take this home. I'll show you a few things around the house that I've done and what is coming up, and then I'll upload this video for you guys to have a look at. So please let me know in the comments if you think this is looking good, or if you think if you've got any suggestions for something I can add or take away, whatever, just tell me. I do appreciate you guys that comment and give me your opinion, because I've got a picture in my head, and you guys have got a picture in your head, and if I do it my way, everyone could hate it. So it's good to get the opinion of you guys that watch and like these sorts of houses. So yeah, please do comment, and I'll next you see of me, I'll be at home. So see you shortly. So another little thing that I've been playing around with this week is starting to make up the shelves for the pantry. So we've got all these offcuts of timber that generally the boss takes home to burn uses for his firewood. So what I thought, well, I can use a bit of this because we get so much. Cut it into strips and glue it all together, all the short little bits, and make the long shelves out of it. By the way, I just walked into some clamps. I'll show you in a minute all the jobs I've got glued up. And there's clamps sticking out everywhere, and with my rush to set up the camera, I've just walked straight into the end of a clamp. So yeah, that's fun. But yeah, so I'm just going to run an edge on this with the double flute, which is I think it's an Edwardian type of furniture treatment, but whatever it might be, it looks good. It's in keeping with the antique furniture. So I'm going to run an edge on here, and I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, so there we have it. Just a twin flute treatment to the edge. I think it looks nice. And when it's sitting like that, and they're all, what I'm going to do, I think, is stain this. I'm going to stain this a real dark, rich, browny reddy colour, which is kind of like a lot of the furniture was, from what I've seen. Like when you see antiques, they're either like a goldeny sort of colour or they're dark. So I might stain all these dark. I won't put anything on this. We'll just put the food and whatnot we're going to put in the pantry. We'll just put straight onto here. I don't care if we get marks and scratches from dragging tins in and out. It sort of adds to the character, but I will stain these dark. I think that'll look nice. So I'm going to take this home and I'm going to have a look at it in the pantry and work out the sizes, measure it all up, and then I can start making these all up. You can see all the dangers around here. This is what I hit my arm on, this clamp here. So I've got timber glued up everywhere. So I've got to weave my way around when I'm walking around and be careful. So this is one of the little legs from the ceiling rose. I'm going to run the double flute down here and we'll have a look at it, because that's what I'd planned on using. So while I've got it set up, I'll run it down here. If it looks good, I'll just go ahead and do all of them. So yeah, probably hard to picture, but it's going to look really good. So another little piece done to the puzzle, and yeah, I'll do some more work on that during the week next week. Of course, I know it works. I'm not going to look like a goose and go, oh no, what's wrong with it now? But I'll just show you, and you can hear. All right, well, it looks like it's developed a slight leak, but I know where it's coming from, but I know it'll work. Let's just try it out. No problems at all. So we'll be able to get in and finish this now, so that's awesome. So while we're here in the parlour, I'm going to show you what I was thinking. And I've done a little bit of drawing, this drawing. And as you can see, it's the pocket doors there. And that wall with an arch and going into a bay window. But you might remember I mentioned Marvin. Well, he had an awesome idea. And now Marvin lives in, I think it's Denver, or thereabouts. He lives in the US. So I'm not real good with the states over there, sorry. But anyway, Marvin said he's been researching these Australian Federation houses, because I've said I need to stick with that kind of style, because in Australia here we just don't have Victorian houses coming out the woodwork. We might have some around the cities that are true Victorian, but suburbs and out in the country, they're all just like villas, Federation villas and bungalows, and we have miners' cottages and yeah, all the old houses, all those kinds of things. We just don't have specced out Victorian houses. Now this house, I do want it to have Victorian things in it, but generally it's going to look like a Federation villa, and that's where the arches come from. So anyway, so we're going to have the arch, and Marvin has said that he's seen a fireplace in a bay window. Actually, it was Caleb, wasn't it? At your house, Caleb. So Marvin said, how about this? And I've gone, bing, yeah, I like that. So Marvin's going to draw me up a better drawing. He's a lot better at it than I am. And I'm going to have a good look at it. So that's going to be an awesome way of making this room bigger. I am leaning towards the angled wall on the entry, but I'm going to make it bigger. So I've listened to everyone of all the things that people have said what an entry should be. I love the tiles on the floor, so that I'm pretty sure will be a goer. I did mention it to Julie and she was like, oh, she didn't really know what I was talking about, but once she sees it, I know she'll be in love with it too. So that'll probably be a goer. I may do an arch set back into the wall where the door is. I'm looking at it right now, it's behind you. But this wall's going to come out a little bit and the whole thing's going to come down this way. And I'm just going to make sure that those arches all the way down line up, even though this is on an angle. If you look through it, it will look like they all line up. I think I may have mentioned this maybe even earlier in this video, but I'm just talking as I'm thinking. So yeah, I'm leaning towards that at this stage. And then, yeah, we'll have the fireplace set back in there. And I'm still looking into the radiators. It's not that common here in Australia. It doesn't appear to be, but there is someone I've found that there's a rep in SA that I've got his number and I'll give him a call and see if he can point me in the right direction of what to do. Just while I'm mentioning Marvin, this is a drawing of the front facade of the house. I like it. I like the arch. What I especially like in it is he's put Rose Villa as a name for the house. So Marvin, you've named our house. Thanks very much. That's what it's going to be. I've been trying to think all this time, and my great-grandparents' last name was Werner. My grandparents' last name was Smythe. And I'm thinking Smythe House, Werner House, I don't know. But Rose Villa, I love it. So I'm going to get a plaque made up to go on the front once it's all done. So thanks very much, Marvin. So yeah, as you can see, this is what he's drawn up. And it's very close. It's getting very close to a Federation look now. And I'm pretty sure that we'll go down that route. So that's about all I've got to say for now. I'm going to add in a little bit of time lapse of doing some of the LED light work. That is still moving along, so I'll just put that in so you can see how that's going. And the next video coming to you will be getting these walls finished off, getting the top pieces. I won't be building the arches at this stage. I've got to get some materials in for that. So I'll get all the framework done though and sheet it out. I can do the chamfers on the corners and I can play around, lots of stuff I can play around with. So yeah, that will be the next one. And I'm going to push the LED light front transom panel along so we can start to see that come together. So if you haven't already done so and you're enjoying this content, just whack that, I should say smash that subscribe button. I don't like all these sayings too much, but smash it anyway. Yeah, and if anyone's got anything to say, as usual, feel free to say it. I love to have a conversation with you guys. And until the next video, you take care. See you then. Cheers.